Hey Virgo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, Virgo, so it may or may not resonate, which is totally okay. You are always welcome here on my channel to take what works and leave the rest. And just a quick reminder that if you would like to get a personal reading, I do offer those through Etsy. The link is in the description box below the video. So we're going to jump right in today, Virgo, and we're going to see what could be coming toward you in love. First message coming out today for my lovely Virgo: calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. So the message that comes through here very strongly for me, Virgo, is that this is a powerful time for you to manifest whatever it is that you're desiring when it comes to love. So whether you are a single Virgo and you're wanting to manifest new love, maybe you're in a relationship and you're wanting to manifest the next step in your relationship. Maybe you're currently in separation from somebody and you're wanting to potentially manifest connection. So I do think that there is a strong energy to indicate that the more you can visualize and the more that you can get clear about what it is that you want to attract, there is energy here to support that manifestation. But let's see where it goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo right now. And then we've got the message: keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. That is definitely interesting. So for those of you who are single and ready to mingle, it definitely looks like there's love coming in, but it's probably not the way that you expected, and it's probably not with somebody who is your usual type. There is a strong energy here of being open to possibilities. So I would strongly encourage you, if you are a single Virgo, to be open to whoever comes into your life around this time. It strongly suggests that there's going to be somebody here who's not your usual type, but if you give them a chance, it could end up being a really significant connection. Now, for those of you who are already involved with somebody romantically, I feel like this message is saying that there's going to be something going on around this time where you're going to have to be open-minded. Maybe the two of you need to be open-minded about something involving the connection, some sort of decision the two of you are making, some sort of next step that you're taking together. But I do think an open mind is definitely going to serve you well during this time. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo right now, and then pay attention to the red flags the signs are cautioning you. Okay, it's definitely getting interesting here. So now we've got an oracle message that's got a bit of a cautious energy here, Virgo. This energy is suggesting that there could be red flags popping up with somebody who you're currently involved with romantically. Could be new love coming in, could be your current person. Now, the interesting thing here with pay attention to the red flags is that in my mind, a red flag is not necessarily a deal breaker, okay? A red flag is something to explore, to figure out. Is this a big issue? Is this going to be a problem? Is this going to be something that holds me back from this connection? Sometimes I think what happens is we think something's going to be a big red flag, and then we explore it a little bit more and we determine it's actually not that big of an issue. But then there's also times where something looks like a red flag and it does turn out to be like a big issue. It does tend to be some sort of like deal breaker type of situation. So it's kind of like you're working on manifesting a connection here, Virgo, but it looks like there's going to be something showing up right now as a red flag, and you're going to have to investigate whether or not that red flag is a deal breaker and a reason for you to no longer explore this connection. Or, is the red flag not really a big deal? And the reason I say that as well is because, remember, the card right before red flag said keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And so for some of you, what might be happening is you're connecting with somebody who's not your usual type, and maybe they're doing things that are different than how other partners have acted with you. Now, different doesn't necessarily mean bad. Different could also be better. It could also be worse, right? But I wonder if some of you are like, is this a red flag? And maybe it's not really a red flag. Maybe you're just not used to having that kind of connection. You know what I mean? So I think there's going to have to be some investigation that happens here. I'm very curious to see what's going on with this person, what's going on for you, because I think that's going to help us see, like, is this a big problem or is it not? So we're going to look at this person's overall energy, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I'm going to look at the same thing for you, Virgo, and then we're going to look at the potential outcome. So let's try to get to the bottom of what could be going on with this red flag. So tell me about this person who Virgo is involved with right now, please. King of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. King of Swords is really good energy. It's a person who is clear-headed, decisive, somebody who knows what they want, and there tends to be a level of maturity here, especially in terms of how this person communicates. So this feels good. This does not feel like a red flag. Tell me more, please. And then we've got the Strength card, Leo energy. I think, okay, I'm getting an interesting message, Virgo. Take it or leave it, as always. What's coming to mind with that King of Swords and the Strength card is that your person's a really, really good communicator, okay? So I think that they talk about things. They talk about the good things. They talk about the bad things. Like, this is somebody who's constantly wanting to communicate with you about what's going on in your relationship. What I intuitively feel here, Virgo, is maybe some of you have dated people previously who suck at communicating, okay? And so maybe they never really talked about their feelings. Maybe they never really talked about what they wanted. And now you've got someone who's like communicating and talking to you all the time. And you're like, what is this? I'm not used to it. And that kind of fits with what I was saying before, where I'm like, there might be something here that feels a little bit weird. And you're like, okay, this doesn't feel like my past relationships. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because using this example about communication, if you dated people previously who were terrible communicators, and now you've got somebody coming in who's like really open with their communication, talking about their feelings, also very good at problem solving, working through problems, this could be very different than what you've experienced before. And I think it's a good thing, but it might feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, oh, this is different than what I'm used to, okay? Now, with the Strength card, I do think this person has strong feelings for you. I do think that this person is also really good at dealing with issues. Sometimes the Strength card can show up when there is some sort of challenge that you're experiencing within a connection. But it tells me, again, your person deals with these issues, Virgo. They tackle this stuff head on. So that actually feels good. Tell me more, please, about this person's energy right now. And then the Judgment, yeah. I gotta say, I don't see any red flags showing up in your person's overall energy. The Judgment card is somebody who tends to be connected with who they are, what they want. Judgment is often about acting in alignment with our higher goals, our higher purpose. I'm just getting the sense that this person is actually very clear-headed about what they're looking for within a relationship. And I think they're very direct in communicating that to you, Virgo. And I just feel for some of you, you're not used to that level of directness and focus, and it might feel a little bit weird. But I'm not seeing this as being a red flag. This is actually showing somebody who knows what they want, communicates, and doesn't shy away from dealing with issues. Okay, so let's see what this person could be feeling right now, please. High Priestess, that's gorgeous, you guys. Here's the thing. High Priestess is a lovely energy. First of all, it indicates that this person is probably very connected to their intuition, right? So they're connected into their intuition. They use their intuition to make good decisions. And the High Priestess can often indicate a very strong soul connection between two people. So again, what I see here, Virgo, is somebody who feels a very strong connection with you. And intuitively, I think they're feeling good about where things are going. Tell me more, please, about what they could be feeling. The Tower, okay? The Tower is big. I always chuckle when it shows up in someone's feelings. The Tower is a big shakeup, and so emotionally there is something big that's going on for your person. Now, let's talk about it, okay? Couple of different things with the Tower. Sometimes I feel like the Tower shows up when somebody gets completely caught off guard by their feelings. So maybe there's even a sense of like, this person wasn't looking for love when they meet you, they were not anticipating it, but you've completely caught them off guard and they're feeling transformed by these feelings and this big connection between the two of you. Now, the other thing that I feel here, Virgo, is that maybe there is some sort of big Tower moment that is going on for your person, okay? The Tower represents a big shakeup within our lives, things shifting, things changing. So here's the interesting thing. Maybe your person is going through a Tower moment and they tell you about it, okay? And then you're like, is it a red flag? Because maybe your person is going through some sort of big change and then you look at it and you're like, okay, so maybe they have a big shakeup at work, or maybe they're dealing with some drama with an ex or whatever it is. And you're like, does that mean that they're not available? Is this a red flag? Does that mean that maybe we shouldn't be dating? Do you see what I mean? Like something could be going on for them and you're like, wait, is that a red flag? Even though it might not have anything to do with you. I'm just trying to give examples of where these red flags might be showing up, and you can let me know if this connects. Tell me more about what this person could be feeling, please. And then the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I do think something is shifting for them in their life, but I think with the Seven of Pentacles, they're like, look, Virgo, I want to be with you. I'm happy with where this connection is going. Be patient with me. My cat's gonna come say hello here. That's not part of the message. Be patient with me. I'm working through some stuff. Like they could definitely be saying to you, hey, I've got this big thing going on at work. I've got this big thing going on in my family. I've got this big thing going on with my friend group. And I just want to reassure you with that High Priestess that I do love you and I do have this strong connection with you, Virgo. But I also want you to understand that there might be moments where I'm a bit more distracted because I've got this stuff going on. And all I ask is that you just continue to be patient with me and continue to kind of give me that time and space to deal with this personal stuff. And so again, it kind of goes back to that energy of the communication with the King of Swords, where if there is something big going on for them, it's not like they're hiding it from you. It's not like they're pretending it's not happening, Virgo. They're like communicating. They're telling you, this is what's happening in my life. This is how it's impacting me. This is how it's potentially, making me show up. Like maybe there are times where I can't hang out with you today because I'm dealing with this big issue. So like, I don't see the Tower as actually being a problem. I think your person's going to be very clear what that is for them and how it's impacting them. But you might be looking at it and being like, oh, okay, maybe let's give another example. They're going through a divorce right now. They're going through divorce proceedings. And you're like, okay, they're going through the courts. Maybe it's a little bit messy. Is this a red flag? And your person's trying to reassure you, like, this is really not an issue between us at all, Virgo. I'm just being honest with you about what's going on, but maybe it's making you a little bit nervous. Like, have you ever done this? Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, you start thinking something's a big red flag, but you're kind of just getting up in your head, even though it's not really that big of an issue at the end of the day. That's what I'm kind of intuitively feeling here, Virgo, but you can let me know if it connects. So let's see what actions they could be taking right now. Temperance, beautiful. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. They're bringing their life into balance. I gotta say, you guys, the big energy I'm getting from this person is very, very mature, direct energy. And I just think for some of you, you might have a history of dealing with somebody who is not like this. Like I said before, somebody who maybe doesn't communicate, somebody who doesn't deal with their problems, somebody who gets emotionally overwhelmed when shit doesn't go the way they want. Like I think some of you have a history of dealing with that kind of stuff in past relationships, but I don't see that with your person. Is everything easy? Not necessarily. Like I said, the Tower could represent something big going on in their life, but there's a ton of maturity here in terms of how they're looking at it, how they're approaching it, how they're dealing with it, and how they're communicating to you about that situation. And the Temperance card in their actions tells me, Virgo, that they are actively taking steps to bring that situation into balance. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Three of Swords, yeah. I think for some of you, the situation here for your person, it could involve a past breakup. Like it could be related to separation. It could be related to divorce. It could potentially be related to legal issues in that area. I do think there is a little bit of energy here of, I feel somebody kind of hurt your person or stabbed them in the back a little bit here, Virgo. So I feel like whatever the Tower is, somebody in their life did something that has hurt them, right? And so they're trying to bring that situation back into balance. That's why I'm kind of saying like it could be related to divorce, it could be related to separation. And so there's some emotional heaviness here where I do think your person was let down by somebody in their life, but again, they're working to deal with that situation. Like maybe you're looking at it and you're like, okay, so they're still going through their divorce. It's messy. Is that a red flag? I mean, it could be. I'm not saying it's not, Virgo, but look at all the information. If you feel like it's a red flag, ask the questions so that you can better understand instead of just assuming that it's a deal breaker. Because this is just my opinion. Like, I don't think it's personally a deal breaker because somebody's going through a divorce, right? Like as long as they're completely separated from their ex and they're dealing with it, like You know, people go through divorces. It's a very common thing. To me, that's not necessarily a red flag at all. What would be a red flag is if they're going through their divorce, but maybe they're like, oh, but do I really want to be divorced, or do I want to get back with my ex? That's a red flag. But the fact that they're going through a divorce in and of itself, in this example, to me is not a red flag, especially if they're very clear that they do not want to be back with their ex. They're trying to create healthy boundaries. They're trying to move forward. You see what I mean? Excuse me. I feel like I'm choking on cat hair now. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. We'll get one more card, Virgo, and then the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's something in their life they're trying to free themselves from, okay? And whatever that is, whether it's like a bad situation at work, a bad situation with a friend, an ex, a family member, your person is working to detach themselves from something that has been bringing stress and drama into their life. I think you're going to look at it as a potential red flag, but I don't think it's necessarily like a deal breaker. I really don't get that sense, Virgo. I kind of feel like I want to advocate for your person, where I'm like, I do think something's going to come up. You're going to freak out a little bit, but get more information to find out if it really is a red flag or not. And the way that you're going to get that information is by communicating with this person. And let me tell you, Virgo, with the King of Swords showing up as their first card, ask them anything you need to ask. They are going to answer you. That's what the King of Swords suggests. The King of Swords is like, bring the questions, bring the hard questions. And I feel like if you ask them the questions you need to ask, the King of Swords definitely suggests that you are going to get a satisfying, clear answer from them, okay? I think your person is very honest as well, and that's probably something you're going to start to appreciate, because I don't think this person beats around the bush. I don't think that they sugarcoat things. I think they're just very clear and honest about what's going on and very direct. And so you always know what you're getting because they're being honest with you, which in my opinion is a really good quality. Okay, so let's look at you. Let's take a look at Virgo's energy right now. Six of Pentacles, nice. I mean, I think the Six of Pentacles is you just hoping things come into a bit more balance, especially because your person is going through something with that Tower. Tell me more, the Magician. Okay. Oh, let's talk about it, Virgo. So the Magician is somebody who does tricks. The Magician is somebody who presents illusions. And so I'm a little like, I don't know, you guys. With the Magician, in your energy, it almost is suggesting to me that there might be something about this situation you're not seeing clearly. And what I want to say is, don't make decisions about this relationship until you see the situation clearly. Because like I said, the more we get into this reading, the more I'm like, I think your person's going through something and you're going to kind of freak out and think it's a red flag. And the Magician is like, you got to see the situation for what it is, because maybe you're building it up in your head as this big issue, and that's not really the reality. You know, if you're creating stories with this Magician, maybe stop doing that and actually go to your person and ask the questions. Instead of like sitting back and being like, this is what I think is going on, but I'm not sure, actually go to your person and ask the questions. And then based on the answers they give you, then you can decide what you want to do. Tell me more about Virgo's energy. Four of Swords, yeah. You're definitely taking some time and space to think things through. I don't know, you guys. We're going to look at the outcome in a few minutes, but my intuitive sense here is that this person is being honest. This person is being direct. They're genuine. They're mature. Is there something big going on for them? Yes, it does look like it. And I think you're going to feel nervous about that because you're wondering how that situation might have implications for the connection between the two of you. I worry though with the Magician that it's kind of like you're creating stories that don't necessarily represent what's going on. And that's why I said way earlier in the reading, Virgo, whenever we get a card where we think that we're seeing red flags, I always think we should go into that investigation mode, because sometimes we think it's a red flag and then we investigate, we ask questions, and we realize it's not a big deal. And I kind of feel like that's what might be going on here. Tell me more, please. What could Virgo be feeling? The Four of Wands. Well, I think you definitely see potential with this person. I mean, the Four of Wands is the 11-11 card, so I think you see a future here potentially with you and this person. Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling, please. The Six of Wands, okay? You're hoping that things are going to work out between the two of you. Tell me more, please, about what Virgo could be feeling. 8 of Pentacles. You're invested in it. I'm also kind of getting the message. And again, let me know if it connects, Virgo. I think this person, if you're not already connected with them, like when the two of you connect, I don't think they're necessarily going to be your type. So maybe at first you're like, I don't know, this isn't who I normally go for. But then very quickly you find yourself falling for them really hard. You know what I mean? And so I think it might catch you off guard a little bit. My sense is that you're going to go into it being kind of like, oh, whatever, we'll date, we'll see how it goes. But then you end up really liking them. The issue is that you're going to feel so invested. And when we get into a place when we're really falling for somebody and really excited, it becomes more of a high stakes situation. Because if you're having these big feelings for this person, but then you're also looking at their life and they got a lot of stuff going on, it can be a little bit scary because now it's high stakes because of how you feel. So maybe that's part of why you're feeling anxious. It's like you realize you're falling in love with this person and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm falling so hard for this person. I just want to make sure this is going in a really good direction. So maybe it's a little bit of anxiety where you now realize you really like them. And so you just want to make sure nothing's going to really jeopardize that connection. So let's see what actions you could be taking right now, please. The Fool. Good. The Fool is about a fresh start, a new beginning. I think that there's an element here of not involving yourself in issues that have nothing to do with you, you know, like not getting overly invested in your person's situation, because whatever that Tower is, that 3 of Swords, that 8 of Swords that they're trying to free themselves from, it doesn't feel like it's about you. So don't take that on as your problem. If your person is communicating with you, reassuring you, and dealing with the issues, I feel like the Fool is more about you focusing on the exciting parts of your relationship and what comes next, and not getting pulled into any of your person's issues when maybe they have nothing to do with you, right? Tell me more about what actions Virgo could be taking, please. The 5 of Swords, walking away from the drama. That's literally what this card is. Yeah, maybe there's also going to be a little bit of a tendency here where you're going to want to insert yourself into this situation. And I feel like the Tarot is saying, don't make this problem your problem. I really feel like whatever is going on for your person has nothing to do with you. So don't insert yourself into that drama. Don't take that drama on. You know, try to find a way to have a healthy level of detachment, okay? Choosing not to engage in the things that are not your business to engage in. And then focusing on the things that are really good between you and your person, but leave like the external drama out of it. Tell me what actions Virgo could be taking. Good. Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful card of love, opening up your heart. My sense is that you're just falling more and more in love with this person. Like as we're getting into it, Virgo, I'm like, I actually think you really love them and they really love you too. And I think the issue here is just that there's something going on for them. You're going to have a bit of a freak out. And the Tarot is like, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make this a big issue when it's not. I think you've got someone here who's communicating with you and showing up for you. And so stay out of any of their drama that has nothing to do with you. Like if they've got drama with an ex, that's not your drama, right? They're handling it. Let them handle their shit, right? And then you can just focus on building that emotional connection and that love between the two of you. That's the advice I see. As always, take it or leave it, Virgo, but that's what I see. So let's see what the potential outcome is here within this situation, please. 6 of Cups, okay? 6 of Cups is interesting. It tends to indicate a strong soul connection between two people. It also indicates a connection to the past. 10 of Wands. I'm gonna pull 2 more cards. So we got 10 of Wands. We'll get 1 more card here for the outcome. And then the 7 of Cups, yeah. So here's the thing, you guys. The outcome does suggest that there is still going to be some emotional heaviness related to the past that could be creating a bit of confusion, okay? So unfortunately, the outcome is suggesting that you might be dealing with this situation for a little bit longer. Like I said, the 6 of Cups tends to indicate past issues that could be related to what your person is dealing with. The 10 of Wands tends to indicate feeling weighed down, feeling stressed out about emotional baggage and problems that are going on. And the 7 of Cups can be feeling confused and uncertain about what to do next. So I think that the outcome is saying, look, whatever it is that your person is going through, this might take a bit of time to resolve. It might not be something that gets fixed overnight. And I'm getting, like, the words I'm getting are emotional discomfort. I don't know, you guys. I do think you should be prepared that this situation might continue for a little bit longer, and you might feel a bit uncomfortable. Again, if your person's dealing with some sort of issue, like, there might still be some of that heaviness there, okay? It might be something that takes a little bit of time to deal with. But as I talked about before, you know, when we looked at your person's energy, I don't see any issues with the two of you. I think they're dealing with it. But I will say at the end of the day, Virgo, it's also up to you to decide what you're willing to invest in. I mean, if you're so stressed out about the fact that this person is going through what they're going through and it's too much for you to handle, that's fair too. You know what I mean? Like, it is up to you to decide if this is too stressful for you to deal with, right? If it's going to be going on for a little bit longer and you're like, this is too much for me to handle, well, then maybe you need to make a decision about that, right? The only thing I will say though is, I don't know, you guys, like, I think there's a lot of good aspects to this person. So if you do make the decision to walk away because you're like, this is too much, it's too stressful, you might find yourself wondering what if, right? Like, this might be one of those situations where you're like, did I walk away too soon? I'll give you an example of something that a friend of mine went through a long time ago, like at least 10 years ago. So she met this guy on a dating app, and he was just getting out of a divorce, and they were going out, and it was clear that there was like a lot of stuff still going on in that situation with his ex. And my friend was basically like, this is too much. Like, I don't want to be part of this. This is stressing me out. Even though it was not about her, it was very much about him and like his situation that he was dealing with. But she made the decision for herself where she was like, I just don't want to be involved with it, which again, totally fair decision for her to make. But I will say she did have regret after, where she was like, I wonder if I had just given it a little bit longer, maybe it would have been fine. Like, if I had just given him a little bit more time and space to deal with his issues, I wonder if we could have had something really good. And it's neither here nor there. Like, she moved on. She's in a happy relationship now, obviously. But it was interesting because she's like, I wonder if I walked away too fast. And I wonder if I'm coming up with that example, Virgo, because maybe that's just something to check in with yourself. Like, if you decide to no longer be with this person, you know, do it from a place where you're like, I tried, I did what I could, and I feel good walking away. And, you know, I don't know why, I'm just feeling like there might be regret here for some of you if you walk away too soon. I'm just throwing it out there intuitively. Anyway, you guys, at the end of the day, you do what's right for you. You have to do what's best for you in your situation. But I think the tarot is just saying, if you're making any decisions about this relationship, you know, ask the questions, have the conversations, and then decide what you want to do and go from there. I don't know, you guys. I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I'm rambling now. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you would like to get a personal reading, I do offer those through Etsy, and the link is in the description box below the video. And of course, I wish you so much love and happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.